Okay, so now that we talked about the solar system and the planets, and we touched on stars and galaxies, let's look at more of how is the universe structured, and we talked about distances. What about the size of the universe? Okay, so these notes are going to be called structure and size of the universe. Okay, so first, let's talk about the definition of the word universe. Okay, so the universe is all of space, time, matter, and energy that exist. So that's a lot larger than some may think. Okay, so the universe is all of space, all of time, all of matter, all of the energy that exists. Not only on Earth, just in all of it. Okay, so think about how large and how many things, how many just everything is in the universe. So scientists want to be able to study things, so they have to look at distances. Okay, so that's the next thing. We talked about distances within the solar system are used measuring astronomical units, but distances in the universe are so large that they use something different. So distances in the universe are so large that kilometers, so I'm going to shorten it, km for kilometers, isn't really practical. The numbers would just be too big to work with. So instead, light years is used. Okay, light years. So let's go into the definition of a light year. Okay, so light year is the distance let's see if you can guess it. The distance light travels in 1 year. So notice that that is distance, not time. So we're using light years to measure distance, not time. Okay, so it's the distance that light travels in 1 year. Well, what is that? 9.5 trillion kilometers in 1 year. So 1 light year is equal to 9.5 trillion kilometers. Okay, so let's think about some examples. We learned in the last video that our galaxy that our solar system is in is called the Milky Way galaxy. Okay, so an example would be to kind of help you picture somewhat, if you can. Okay, the Milky Way galaxy. If we were to travel from the Milky Way galaxy to the Andromeda galaxy, that is 2.5 million light years away. Okay, so another example, because this makes you start thinking about traveling in space, right? Because we're talking about distances. So when we talk about distances, you know, my house is 5 miles away, so from the Milky Way galaxy to the other galaxy is 2.5 million light years away. So how do we even know that, right? Well, spacecraft, the fastest spacecraft, So we're not necessarily saying a rocket, okay? But the fastest spacecraft can travel 58,000 kilometers per hour. So just how we say like 60 miles per hour, that means that in an hour you travel 60 miles. So in an hour they can travel 58,000 kilometers. Okay? So at that speed, it would take more than 75,000 years to reach the nearest star. That to me is just crazy, right? Because it's just so far. So how do we know about that? And that's the stuff that we're going to learn this 9 weeks, okay? So we're going to learn about this space travel, about distances, about all of the stuff that's in space. So let's look. So far we've talked about planets and stars and galaxies, and now we talked about the universe. So let's do it from smallest to largest. Okay, so the smallest things would be like moons and stars and planets. Okay, those make up a solar system. Then you have a solar system plus gas and dust and all this stuff, and then you have a galaxy. So then multiple galaxies are going to make up the universe. Okay, so moon, stars, planets, they all orbit the sun in a solar system. Okay, and then multiple solar systems make up a galaxy, and then multiple galaxies make up a universe. Okay, all right, that is it.